Welcome to Nintendo Voice, your voice for everything Nintendo. This is episode 105, recorded on the 6th of September 2017. I'm your host, Waluigi, and joining me today, we have Waluigi.
Hi, you don't, I don't have a mustache right on me, but I do, and calling me when I say it, I do have this.
You see, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, for people who listen to the audio version, I actually drew a mustache on my finger, and I'm living up to my lip right now. So that is my mustache for this year. I'm Waluigi, everybody.
And of course, last but not least, we also have Waluigi.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
I'm glad everyone is as excited as me to be here. We have a different show today. It's similar in structure, but as you can see, if you can, things may be somewhat different. We're going to start with some normal. We've got some what we've been playing. We've got some new games to talk about. We've got Mario plus Rabbids plus more. We're going to move on to some Nintendo news. There actually was a fair bit of news, including the Nindies event. Lots of new games announced. And of course, for our super topic this evening, we have the WAAAA Championships 2017. The idea suggested to us from a Patreon member. So your dreams can come true as well. Before we jump into what we've been playing, as we have been doing of recent weeks, just to let you know, we are currently running a competition as part of us launching our Patreon, which is I'm giving away my pre-ordered Super Nintendo Mini Classic. And all you need to do to enter is become a Patreon supporter, which is a minimum of $1 a month to help support the show. And when the Super Nintendo Mini arrives to me, I'm going to pick someone at random, and they will win the Mini, and I will send it to them free shipping as well, wherever you are in the world.
Or you could somehow hack my account and steal mine, probably at Best Buy.
Well, yeah,
whatever the case.
And so, if you're interested in supporting the show or winning Super Nintendo Mini, or both, head over to patreon.com/Nintendo Voice. And with that said, let's move straight on to the show.
Yes.
So what have we been playing? Should we start with Mario plus Rabbids?
Yeah, I kind of want to, because I have questions and concerns. Yeah.
So hopefully I can provide some answers and
I hope so.
Relief to your concerns. So, bit of context. So Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, the strategy, turn-based strategy game by Ubisoft with Mario characters. I've completed the first world of 4, so it's a fair chunk of the game, assuming that's how the structure is going to be. I'm pretty sure there are 4 worlds, and so far it's been a really fun experience. I've been very surprised at I'm not sure why I was so surprised, but the quality. It does have that like Nintendo shine to it. Yet it also has that sort of more traditional Ubisoft. It's a very slick engine, and you can kind of tell everything is very like high poly, very detailed textures. Yet it's distinctly Mario, and so like the graphic engine looks slightly different to what we're used to seeing, but I think it's really cool. I would like to actually see more of this sort of like a more traditional high-powered engine used to generate the Mushroom Kingdom.
So you're hoping like Mario Odyssey looks like similar to this?
That's something. Yeah, they got distinct different styles. I feel Nintendo games always kind of somehow look like a Nintendo game, whereas like third-party games, I feel just on a pure technical level, like even without all the special effects and such, there's maybe a certain crispness to it, or I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something about the look of it which is quite cool. But more importantly, of course, is the gameplay.
Yeah.
So, turn-based strategy.
Yeah.
That's right up my alley. That's
what I see. Yeah.
That's an easy sell for me. But what I was concerned going in was kind of, remember when it was just a rumor and we had those slides come out, and one of them was like the percentage of it, like exploration and battling,
right?
And it was, I think it was mostly towards battling, but there's still a significant chunk of exploration. But when I saw the gameplay for the first, was there doesn't really seem to be much to do outside of the battle,
right?
And so,
I was going to question about the battles. Actually, are they randomly generated, or are they very clear? Like you run into an area, and it's like very clear. Like
it's very clear. It's like
okay.
Fire. It's like Fire Emblem or Advance, or
Right.
like
Okay.
when you start, all the pieces are in the same place.
Right. Okay. Cool.
An interesting difference, though, let's start with, is that the levels themselves kind of come in groups, and so you walk to an area, and it turns into the battle arena. You complete it, and then you would wander over to the next area or the next zone, and then when you start that fight, your characters still have the health remaining from the previous one. And it's only after you complete like the section of levels, and it's usually, I think, grouped in about 3, then your characters actually restore. And I think that's been an interesting way to kind of play with the difficulty as well, because
you could by the end of the battles, your party's completely ruined. Yeah, it forces you to think, I guess, more cleverly in the earlier battles to try and get through them as like efficiently as possible, so that you still have a solid team by the end. That's really clever. I quite like that. Yeah,
it's cool. And the other thing, like, I find I slip into a strategy like late of a level, or say a Fire Emblem or Advance Wars, where when I know like victory's in my grasp, I do kind of like let off the throttle, as it were.
Because I thought you go like slam it down and just like take it to them.
Like that's what I've got to do now. But before I'd be like, I would like just let people like run into enemy fire, sort of thing, so I know they won't get killed. But they'll be able to take the blows, and they're like a couple turns over, I know I've got victory.
Yeah,
and then everyone's back to normal. But in Mario Rabbids, it's actually different. You do have to be careful of your units, even at the the end parts of the stage when you think victory is in your grasp. So to counterbalance that, they've put in a handy thing, and like a lot of Nintendo games of recent have had these like easy modes, or like these super guide type bits where you can turn something on, and then suddenly either things will be easier, as in difficulty, or you become much more powerful, so you can progress easier. And the way Mario plus Rabbids handle this is because you have this these level groupings, and your health doesn't recover between these matches. You have the option of turning on easy mode at the start of a match, and if you do, it fully restores everybody.
Right.
And I think it even like increases the maximum HP for that level.
Cool.
And so I'm not sure what it affects if you turn on. Not sure it even does, but you can toggle that on if you've found yourself, you got all your party members have got really low health, and you're not going to get your way
it's like an additional thing. That's kind of nifty. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's been a really cool balance so far between the battles and the overworld stuff.
Yeah.
Again, the overworld stuff is very simple.
Okay.
It's also charming. It's a nice little place to go for.
I do have another question about this. How well do they handle? Because I mean, it's Mario and Rabbids. Those things don't generally go together. So how do they make them come together?
I think they kind of bounce off each other.
Right.
In the sense that they don't quite fit. But that is kind of what the game is about.
Yeah.
And so it's not like, I mean, when, Mario and the good Rabbids kind of meet at the very early stages in the game, although they are, fighting together, they're not necessarily instantly all best of friends in that sense. Like, Mario will look at them like very sheepishly, and like just a bit suspiciously, even in a very comical way.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Rabbids group together, and the Mario characters do too, and they do get comedy out of bringing those two things together.
Oh, I think it's amazing because like the Peach Rabbid has like the most personality I've seen in all of them. Just
that's what I've seen as well too.
That's true. And what I've also liked is how they've introduced or injected personality into the Mario characters as well. Like they've played off of Luigi's what we know of his personality so far, and there's this cute little. It's not even a cutscene. It's just something which happens in the background of Victory. Screen, and there's Rabid Peach and Rabid Luigi kind of sitting down on a row of brick blocks, and Rabid Peach is kind of flipping through like pictures on her phone, and Rabid Luigi's looking, and like Luigi's kind of shuffling around in the background trying to see what's on the screen, and every time he kind of peeks over to have a look, both of the Rabbids kind of look round and he ducks down. That's all just for context. In the background of a Victory screen. I think it was a boss one, so it's a bit scripted, but it's cool that they've added these like little details into things like this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun so far. The other thing I have tried, and again, something I was pleasantly surprised when I heard it existed, was the local co-op play.
Okay.
And so I think this could possibly be the first local co-op turn-based strategy game I've played, which is bizarre, but it works so well. And so,
does it just trade off on like turns or
no? So I mean, traditional battles, at least so far, have always been you have 3 playable characters or units, as it were, which you can choose who they are at the beginning. But in the 2-player co-op, you have 2 characters each, but they are technically their own party. But your goal is to defeat this single, enemy party. So you are working together, but you only have control over those 2.
Okay.
And so your turn is just like a shared turn. And so if I had, say, Mario, say I had Mario and Luigi and player 2 was Rabid Mario and Rabid Luigi, I could move Mario and I wouldn't also have to move Luigi. I could swap over, and so player 2 could move 1 or 2 of his characters first. We could take turns, as it were, doing that. And because how the basic turn-based mechanic works in Mario plus Rabbids is you don't have to use each of a character's actions to finish his turn in itself.
Right. Yeah.
And so I could move Mario, and player 2 could then move a character, and then I could go back with Mario and then shoot as Mario. And so just because that premise, it actually fits quite well, the local co-op, because there's a lot of chance to talk together and form strategies.
Quite a lot of technical discussion happening.
Yeah, even during a single turn without the enemy happening.
That's awesome.
And another thing I quite like is that you can, and I believe XCOM has a similar thing, where you can set up a character in, I think it's called Super Sight, Mario plus Rabbids, and I think it's called Overwatch and XCOM.
Yeah.
And so on the other player's turn, if that character sees any other characters in sight moving, your character will fire at them out of turn.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And I've also got to a point in the game where the enemies have this ability too. And that's really starting to spice things up. Because you have to be very conscious of who can see you, whether it's even worth your character moving. And yeah, I mean, I think where this game really succeeds is how it does generally put new ideas into this genre, which has been around for ages.
Well, I mean, I've very much heard that this game is XCOM with a Mario Rabbids skin. It sounds like it took the gameplay like almost directly off XCOM. Like, we're going to do that, we're going to tweak it, but we're still going to do it and make it, our game. But it seems to work because I've heard nothing but good things about it. I'm like,
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, I really do like the little extra mechanics they've put in, and another big theme is movement, which makes sense for Mario characters. And so, in addition to doing a normal shot at an enemy in your movement turn, if you move directly through an enemy, you'll dash them,
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
And you cause damage to them just in your movement turn. So you can dash for an enemy, stop, and then shoot them. If one of your players is in movement range of another one of your players, you can run up to them, then you'll be able to jump, which is basically a whole nother movement turn. And if there are different elevations of platforms around you, gives you a chance to actually jump up there.
Right.
And of course, it's a strategy game, so if you're on the high ground, you have the advantage.
I do love the use of warp pipes and things to get you around the map quicker and things like that. It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I was saying, even though I'm only just at the end of the first world, I'm already doing things where it's teaching me to, in a single turn, like go for a pipe, dash for an enemy, jump from one character, land on someone else.
It's like high level
or
thinking.
set off the super sight as well. You're setting up these very complex chains, even just in a single characters.
That's the sort of thing that kind of amazes me because it looks so simple. I mean, it looks cute and colorful because it's from Mario and Rabbids.
Yeah,
but man, this game has so much depth. Like it's just like pure strategic depth. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm awesome. I'm glad. I'm really happy with the reception of the game's game. I mean, people seem to be going crazy over it, and I've heard that the music is awesome.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
and it's got quite a good range as well. But that's what makes it so cool. So, like the prep before a battle music, it's quite serious, but it's still in that sort of this consistent theme which goes throughout the whole game, and like the boss battles are great, and just the exploring around the Mushroom Kingdom type music. Music's fantastic.
Yeah, well, the music's done by Grant Kirkhope, who composed obviously Banjo-Kazooie. It's probably his most famous game, and I think he probably just saw this opportunity as like, I get to compose for a Mario game, and just kind of took it and just went all out with it. But yeah, it sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the soundtrack. So, yeah.
Cool. Before we jump on, we've got a question from the live chat. Morden Solace, do you prefer the Rabbid characters over the traditional ones? Feels to me like Rabbids have the better skills. I'm fairly mixed so far, but then again, I've only unlocked, I think, 2 of the characters. I've got a couple more.
It is Ubisoft's game, and Rabbids are their characters, so I kind of assumed they would like up them a little bit.
Well, so far at least, I've got Mario and Luigi having that like super sight Overwatch ability, which is probably the best ability I've got so far.
Right.
And so on that side, Mario's team probably winning. But yeah, the Rabbids do have very cool abilities.
Isn't the character progression like skill trees?
There are skill trees, yeah.
That's right, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was not unsure about that because, going in from E3, I was a bit blind going in as far as gameplay-wise, but that was one thing I was wondering if this was going to be a bit of skill tree, so that's good to know. All right.
Yeah, there's a surprising amount of depth in a game which is very cleanly and simply presented. Like, you look at screenshots of the game, and if you're just playing it in general, you're not bombarded with like numbers, and stats and just attributes and such. You're only given very little bits of information at once, but
it gives
it's
you the
all
information that you
need.
need.
Yes, which is the most important part. I think the Rabbids kind of do steal the show, which is kind of what the game needed. But yeah, they are, well, at least in my tastes. Not all, but some of the gags do land, which I feel was enough. Rabbids kind of do a splatter shot type approach, where like they'll go from anything from just slapstick to some weird parody stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean slapstick is what they do best, I think.
Well, true, but I mean, I guess even then there's quite the range of you got the slapstick, and you also just got the weird toilet humor and other bits and pieces. But it's when they are actually genuinely interacting with each other is when I find it.
So what purpose do the coins have? Because I remember seeing the trailer, and you see him collecting the coins. Is that proper currency?
Yes, you buy things.
Right.
The main thing you buy is new guns.
Oh.
And so that's separate from the skill.
Take Mario to a gun shop.
Basically, you go to the guns.
Well, that's one thing for Mario to do right now. It's like, hey kids, you thought the world of Mario was getting weird? Mario buys a gun.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. So there's loads of guns to buy with like different abilities, and I think it's cute how they've not gone for the cliched ones. So you've got a honey gun, for example, which has the honey ability, and what honey does is stick you to the ground, and
You can't move at all.
You can't move for your next turn. And
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But it will have a percentage chance of that happening, and so you can get different guns with high percentages for different abilities and just different powers, and you got the skill tree as well, and you just generally kind of unlock abilities.
So the characters, you can actually mold them quite well. You can like make like, this is my support character, this is my tank, kind of thing.
Yep. Yeah, it's my sniper.
There's
a lot of different stuff you could play with, and on the skill tree as well, you can also, I've not done it yet, but you can reset your points at any time with no penalties.
Respec.
So you can respec them up, which of course means that you will never be able to get enough like skills to fill the tree. But yeah, you can
be a little bit overpowered, I think.
Yeah. But yes, so far so good. Anxious to play more. We're eager to play more. And yeah, the only other thing I had is, so I've done the first boss at the end of the first world, and it was a really great fight. So I'm hoping the other bosses.
Any hints as who it was?
Yeah, the hint is the one they've hinted about before.
I don't know.
So a big rabid Mario combo character.
Yep.
And again, music was fantastic during that boss fight, as you would probably expect. Cool. So were the animations on him. But yeah, that's Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle for the Nintendo Switch. Harrison,
yes.
What have you been up to in the gaming world since we last spoke?
Well, just Splatoon. That's really my only bit of boring bit of information on there, because I did have fun at the Splatfest this weekend, and without getting the results yet, which everyone knows, but the thing is, it's one thing I always have a difficulty of actually getting with the Splatfest, though, is that I work on Saturday mornings and it usually goes in the night, so I usually don't have that little much time to like get up get up basically the perks of Splatfest, whether it's like, starts at Splatfest Rookie or whatever, and then it goes up to Champion and King. I think I was only a few points off from like King or Champion, whatever the top one is. Again, I forget. But but it's like I always just want, for me, it's these whole things, I just have so much fun for them, and I know you do the perks of basically these Splatfest, you get to keep these t-shirts. It's just I wish they would go a little bit different aside from t-shirts, maybe hats, or I don't know, not hats, but just things that are a little different, because these are events that actually help out with things like that, that are just when you tune to. But no, that's what I've been just going through right now, and yeah, that's all I've been up to at the moment. Just jealous of everybody who has the review copies of Return of Samus Returns right now. So
yes, yeah, man. Eager to see how that turns out. Very much eager.
So how have you gone? What have you been up to?
Well, I was going to ask Harrison, which way did you side with in the Splatfest?
Oh, Team Flight.
Fair enough. Cool, awesome. Yeah, so for me, honestly, I've not been doing too much. I have been playing a lot of The Legend of Zelda Minish Cap as part of my my stream series. Yeah, mainly just revisiting it after like so many years. I'm kind of going for this like nostalgic trip at the moment. Yeah, man, that might be my favorite 2D Zelda game out of them all, just because of how unique it is. But it seems like Minish Cap just takes all the elements from like the 3D Zelda games, like all the best elements, and makes it into like this 2D plane. I don't know how they managed to pull it off. Capcom was the one that made this as well. Well, the flagship team, which is I kind of wish Nintendo would go back to that and be like, Capcom, you did good in the past. Have another stab at it, because the recent 2D Zelda games, i.e., A Link Between Worlds, it was good. I consider Link Between Worlds superior to A Link to the Past, which might be heresy to say, but I do. Because I do like the energy, or the magic bar mechanic, that you don't have to worry about arrows and bombs. You just have to worry about how much magic power you got. But yeah, playing Minish Cap again is like, the world you play in is so small. It might have the smallest map of any Zelda game, but it's so heavily condensed. Like every section of that map is like 15 secrets to find in each bit. Especially if you factor in like the kinstones that you have to do. Man, it's just so good. But yeah, that's all we're doing really. It's just reliving that experience.
That's cool. So it sounds like it has, but has it met your expectations or when you first played
it's exceeded my expectations. Wow. I kind of went into it thinking, I used to love this game. I was like, yeah, I bet there's some issues with it. No.
No, wow, perfect.
No, I was like, this is just as good as what I remember, and it's awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Good stuff indeed. So let's move on to some Nintendo news, and because we do have a fair bit of news to go through.
Ooh.
And the first things first, as referenced just a moment ago, the Splatoon 2 Splatfest results are in. So Flight versus Invisibility, and Flight wins.
Harrison's like, yes.
Harrison's yes. Yeah. I didn't say before, but also yes to me.
Oh.
Also on Team Flight.
Team Flight, go. Well, here's to steal a joke from a friend on Twitter. Well, Team Invisibility did actually, didn't win a trophy. You just can't see it.
Oh dear.
Let's go.
But did everybody? I mean, did everybody at least have fun with this Splatfest though? Did you about yourself, Lewis?
Yeah, no, I did have fun. I played it for a fair bit. I didn't fully rank up that meter, but yeah, I played a decent amount of matches, and it was cool to be on the.
I did watch. I was in the room with someone while they were playing the Splatfest. If that counts.
Were they aware?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Wait.
Were they aware? No, I just snuck in.
Knew it.
Yeah. But they're on Team Invisibility, and yeah, they won't do so good.
Mm-hmm.
So
I did notice that kind of later into like the late nights when I was actually playing up to the dead, like when it was ending, I was noticing a lot of it of a Team Invisibility not showing up, and that's not a joke. Basically, on the visibility thing,
I'm just
forfeited, or just like there were teams that were like, wow, we were actually
we give up.
No, we were actually just destroying them on the maps, and boy, oh boy, wow. But I do want to say though, Japan did announce a new Splatfest, but this one was more branded and with McDonald's. Did you hear what they were doing?
Yeah.
Their fries and McNuggets, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, what can we do for that? Makes me think, what would be the next one like branded here for the States, or even in Europe, for instance? I mean, you could easily see Coke versus Pepsi or something like that, or
Costa and Starbucks.
Say what?
Costa and Starbucks.
Costa and Starbucks.
Okay. Star Wars or Star Trek? Who knows? That could be what.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, my thing is though with Splatfest though is is that go with basically your heart with it, not necessarily the one that's popular. To me, like I always went with Team Ketchup for that one just because. Well, that was kind of our protest against mayo because I'm like, this would make a lot more sense if it was, ketchup and mustard. Whereas Team Flight, I just looked at my heart and thought to myself, not because it's popular. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather fly in this whole battle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Coming in from the live comments, it seems listeners and watchers are on Team Flight too.
Team Flight just kind of dominated.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's good around. So next up on the news, we have some more amiibos on the way. This time, though, they're not from Nintendo. We've got some more Shovel Knight amiibo on the way.
Yay.
A free pack has been announced with Plague Knight, Spectre Knight, and King Knight all together. Nice little package.
Did anybody see the reveal trailer for those that Ego Raptor did?
No, I didn't. I think I saw the one... Because I think he did it before for the Shovel Knight amiibo.
He did the one for the Shovel Knight amiibo, but
I've not seen the recent one.
Somebody had joked about, I forgot who a friend of mine said this, but he watched the video and he just texted me. He's like, "Is it just me or does that amiibo reveal photo with Ego Raptor had basically the had the mood of a softcore porn almost, basically, just going in. I'm just like, okay, I can't unsee that now.
I've not checked it, but I'm kind of curious.
Oh, check
You sold it to Colin. From what I've seen of Eager Raptor, that doesn't really surprise me. If that's what he would do with an Amiibo announcement.
Yeah.
It's cool. I can't remember. I own Shovel Knight Amiibo. Do any of you two have Shovel Knight?
No.
No?
I own.
Amiibo, no?
I own.
It's a cool Amiibo.
I own 3 Amiibo.
Oh, they're growing. They're multiplying.
They're all Zelda related.
Yeah.
So.
No, they do look cool though. I'm tempted by these. I'm not sure what they add to the game, but the actual Shovel Knight Amiibo is probably, for the Shovel Knight games at least, probably the most functional of the Amiibos.
Oh yeah.
Add a lot of stuff in it, which
Mhm.
a lot of it now they've brought.
I think that might be the best usage of Amiibo, and it didn't come from Nintendo.
Yeah, that was the most significant at least.
Yeah.
At least
Sound like-
originally it did unlock, like a couple of extra genuine modes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be cool to see what they do with these 3.
Yeah. But I'm hoping to actually do something a little bit different with these. But I'm trying to think if I actually may pick them up or not. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, they're very well made. I mean, they look as if they were made by Nintendo. The Amiibos themselves don't seem like they're these are different somehow. Yeah, cool. So let's move over to our big piece of news this week, which is the Nindies event. And this was almost a week ago now, not quite a week. And
I think it happened like pretty much straight after we did our episode.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So very close then.
Very close.
Yeah. What time I'm saying this now and what time the show started. But there was a bunch of games announced, and I'm going to start with some of the more
Prominent ones?
Prominent ones is a good word, yes. And the first on my list was the last announced on this thing.
This is awesome.
And is probably the least from being an indie game. But is No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Back.
Yes.
Which is obviously a new game in the No More Heroes series featuring Travis. It was announced with a trailer.
A very good trailer.
Yeah, it's all like it's not in game, but it seems in engine.
There was one thing about the trailer that kind of bugs me.
Ooh,
I don't know who did like the audio mixing for it, but the voices were very low compared to the actual music.
Okay. Yeah.
I was there were times I was like, what are they saying? You really have to listen in. But I loved it. I mean, I thought it was really well done. I've watched it a few times now, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty excited for this game. It doesn't really show anything about the game. It's just like, it's still crazy. It's still wacky.
It answers
and that's all you need to know.
And it's got a slightly different art style, I feel, to it than the original games.
Yeah.
But it's a cool one. I liked it, especially, the first thing you see when that, where you just see the car drive.
You see the car driving, yeah.
And it's still very stylized and it's cell shaded, but it's kind of applied on a slightly more like realistic lighting.
That's what because when we had first heard about the reveal for this, obviously we were getting it back at the the Switch showcase, the Switch event back in January, and again it was the art style that immediately said, "This is No More Heroes." And can I say though, during the whole, even the video, even when it was YouTube, they need to really do a better job of the sound mixing because you could not tell like who was what.
I was mentioning that. Yeah. Man, it was a bit. Yeah.
But we were I think the concern though going in after I saw that was this is going to be based on like levels like 6 or 8 is it 6 or 8 levels that are based on indie games like but worlds essentially with the boss from one of those games, and I got to the feeling like, so is that going to be like the style of those indie games, or is it going to be a full-fledged 3D adventure with the combat we know from No More Heroes? And I think the Suda51 did clear that up, saying it is actually tried and true from the combat from No More Heroes, is a little bit more refined. So it could have been interesting if they went that route, but still, that would have been kind of undersold me the whole game. Like, oh, it's just not as big as I thought it was going to be.
I did read a Series 1 interview where he talks about the reveal of this game, where it's basically just like a JPEG, and yeah, apparently he went completely off script when he didn't even tell Nintendo what he was doing. He went completely off script. That's why the translator couldn't keep up with him because the translator had a completely different script to what the guy was saying. And so I feel kind of bad for the translator because everyone was like, "Oh, he's terrible at his job." Like, he wasn't terrible at his job. He was trying to catch up to what this guy was going on about. And then Sophie Fun apparently met him and apologized to him directly. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. But it's real good.
It's an odd mashup, combining Travis Touchdown with like indie stars.
Is it really?
I'd say so.
I kind of feel like No More Heroes 2, he was really pushing, like, especially like the mini games.
Yeah,
where it was like 8-bit style. It's kind of like you can see it's like.
Oh no, true. Yeah, I can definitely see it's an extension of that. And from like Harrison's comment earlier of like, or question, I guess, whether it would be more traditional Travis Touchdown combat or whether you'll be playing in the style of these games. I think it might be a bit of both, because you did have those like retro mini games in the second game.
That's right.
So I think it'd be a natural extension to have. Like if you're pairing up with these indie games, and your play mechanic is your tried and true No More Heroes, surely it's a perfect opportunity to also have a retro style No More Heroes and that indie mashup for each. And if they're going to keep to a sensible number like 6 or so, I'm not sure what the actual number is, but I think that would be doable. I think what's going to be bizarre is that like the relationship, as it were, between Travis and the bosses, because I feel it's going to be harder because, like, depending on like what characters they choose, we know one of them is Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
And the other one's Hotline Miami.
Yeah, and I feel like the Hotline Miami, that's a bit more flexible for Travis, but like just seeing like Travis and like Shovel Knight face it off. I feel it's going to lose that kind of not necessarily comic booky, but like when the two guys should have the clashing of heads and the exchange of language, as it were, as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if anything could put it off, No More Heroes could do that justice. I don't know. I kind of feel like it'll go well. I don't know. It's just crazy enough for it to work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's the other thing, really. It's like such a crazy idea. You'd have to imagine that he's got a good plan for it. It doesn't sound like the sort of idea which you're told to make.
Well, we do actually have a question
in
the chat, which from Morning Cyrus, who says, "What indies would you like to see besides Hotline and Shovel Knight?" Now, there's
well, you
can ask what you like, but I don't know what I like to see, but I mean, does Shantae count as an indie game?
Yeah,
I'd like to see something Shantae in there. I think they could do some crazy stuff with that.
Yeah. That would be the other one. I'm trying to think of another one. Lewis, do you think you're at the task?
I was going to say, Ashton, what about QB?
QB? What? No, wait. What about what?
It's a QB.
Talking about Box
Boy. Sorry.
Box
Boy.
That's made by Nintendo.
True. Yeah.
True.
It's not a small scale, but
it's like a similar silhouette shape, at least. How about Meat Boy? I feel
that would be good too.
Ooh,
he's a bit weird proportion, but I feel he could, take a few slashings from a beam katana. That would work in that graphical style. There would still be
that'd be awesome to see.
That could actually work. Yeah. I don't know how you would actually interact with him though.
No, but
that's the thing
interesting
for some reason.
Yeah,
that was such an important thing for No More Heroes to me. Was just like the cutscenes and such. That's going to be very weird imagined like that. But we do have a bunch of other games to get through. So we also saw for the first time Shovel Knight King of Cards. which is the final expansion for Shovel Knight.
Well, supposedly, yes.
So, well, yeah, I mean, I believe them. I mean, I'm sure they're eager to sell us the next thing.
Yeah. True.
I haven't played any of the expansions though. That's
I haven't played Shovel Knight.
Wow, jeez.
Yeah, I know. So
Got to get on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also get treasure trove because you get everything included and just blast through it.
You definitely get your money's worth in that pack.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Which is ironic, really, because it's more expensive than the original Shovel Knight, which includes some of it all as well. But it's still worth it, so which is good. But yeah, the different like campaigns, they do feel different, despite them basically using the same world. You know, sometimes you'll exchange bits of levels or even entire levels, but most of it is mostly the same in that very basic sense. But they do enough mechanical tweaks for your main character that it does feel different because you've got a different type of movement style, different type of attack style, different type of combo system. Yeah, it does make those games feel, or that game feel very different. And there's a bunch of other different modes in it now. I've not looked too much into King of Cards yet. I heard there is actually a card game as well. I don't know what game that is though.
Blackjack.
Next up, Super Meat Boy Forever.
I was thinking under the impression that this was forever. I was under the impression that this was going to be like another expansion of this, or just like a port, but I was wrong. Wait, because isn't Super Meat Boy currently on the Switch eShop right now? It's
not on the Switch yet, I don't think. It got on the Wii U very late in its life. I don't think it's actually announced for the Switch. I think it might be hinted at now that now Forever's coming.
Ooh.
But yeah, Forever is the sequel basically, and this was the first time it's actually being announced. It's not just it's going to Switch. It's this game actually exists. We are making a new Super Meat Boy.
Yeah,
and it looks good. I mean, it's a slightly different art style to what it was before. They've not changed things up too much, but I think that's probably a good thing for them. It looks pretty solid, and from what I can tell, there's definitely some sort of procedural generation aspect to it.
Oh,
I guess
nice.
that ties into the name, and so you are given just an infinite selection of very tricky Meat Boy levels to do.
Oh, we have an update. According to Morning Sodas, Super Meat Boy is coming. They confirmed the original on Twitter.
Oh, cool. This is like live corrections.
Yeah,
it's very efficient.
I know. Wow.
This is good.
This is awesome. This is why we chose
All right, let's see if you can help us out on the next one now. Next game I've got on my list, Kentucky Route Zero. Now, who feels knowledgeable about this game?
Who is explain? I mean, this is the one I missed during the whole bit.
That's strange. I feel it's the one I've missed too. It's one I've heard about. I'm wondering if Modern Solace is going to jump in and save us before I can search for it. Let's find out. I think it's a good radio at least. I've got some images here. So I'm not sure why I've missed this one. It's got it's hard to describe the art style. It's like a low poly, quite colourful game. So someone else in the live chat isn't helping us. I think we'll skip this one for now. But I've heard things. Which isn't much to say, is it? I heard things. Next up, a game hopefully we all know and can talk about is SteamWorld Dig 2. So a game we knew about, but it now has a release date, which I don't have on me. I don't have some of these important details. It is confirmed for this year, though.
Cool.
What do you think of the new footage?
I mean, it looks good. I'm a big fan of the original. Although I felt like it ran out of steam a little too early. I feel like you basically get all the upgrades way before the game actually finishes. So it's kind of like I'm definitely excited for the sequel. See what they do with it. Yeah.
So Harrison, you looking forward to seeing what Dig 2?
Yes, I am. I'm ready for another Metroidvania style game for this.
Cool.
Cool.
I mean,
And,
but this one's coming, and this one is coming out this September, correct?
yes, I just trying to find the actual day. That's what I was still in. This 21st of September it comes out on the Switch.
Ah, sweet.
There we go. Got there in the end. And all things do line up eventually. Modern Solace has come to our rescue, as I predicted. Kentucky Route Zero. So I've got a little bit of information, fact from Modern Solace. So it's come from a popular PC game. It was originally an episodic format, and the Switch release is going to be the full 5 episodes. And it's essentially a point-and-click adventure game, which
Sweet.
could actually be of my interest. So I have to keep an eye out on it.
Basically, it sounds like kind of like a Telltale kind of game. If the episodic format and things like that, it's a point-and-click game.
Yeah, I think the format is. I think for the very little I've seen it, I think there's like less character interaction. But I should probably shut up about games I know very little about. Next up, we've got a whole bunch of different games. So I'm going to run through them quickly, and if anyone has anything important they want to discuss about that particular game, just shout. We have Mum Hid My Game.
Great title.
Great title. Great title indeed. How about Golf Story?
Oh, even better.
Even better name? Or are you actually excited for the game?
I mean, it looks cool, but the name sold me on it really. I do like golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I've heard and what I've seen, it is like basically the Mario Golf games on the portable.
Yep.
So you got a 2D golf game and RPG rolled into one.
That's awesome.
Which, seeing as we've not had one of those in a while.
Yeah, because they kind of diverted off that in more recent entries.
Yeah, like the last one was what, the Game Boy Advance one?
Well, I'll say the last RPG one was Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. So that was a long time ago. Next up, Floor Kids. So I guess I have to say something about these games.
I need to hear your take on this.
All right. So Floor Kids is essentially what? It's like rap battle street dancing, essentially.
I.e. Lewis's ideal game. That's how he likes to spend his Friday nights.
Yeah, well, breakdancing. I didn't really get quite a good lock on how this game actually plays. We just saw lots of like cartoon characters breakdancing. So it looks different. I'll give it that.
Yeah,
it looks original. Next up, we've got Wolverblade, arcade-style fighting game set in ancient Britain.
That's cool.
It's coming in September too. Polybridge. This is another PC port. A game where you make bridges.
That sounds like something I used like back in school. I know. I did use a program back in school that you had to build a bridge out of stable, and this sounds just like that. Like, oh, you build a bridge. So, okay.
I guess the basic principle is that it's just it gets a lot more wackier.
I'm kind of hoping for more like gamey aspects to it.
Yes, from what I've seen, it is much more gamey. Like it's generally challenging, and although it's very based on physics, it's not presented like, oh, solve this little physics problem. It's just how do you solve this puzzle sort of thing. But yeah, it looks like it's got a cool, very colourful, low poly art style to it. We have Earth Atlantis. Underwater shooter set in the climate change shredded world. It looks good. I'm not really seeing much more about it though.
It kind of just sounds a little generic. I think that's my issue with it.
It sounds. I remember seeing it. It looked pretty smooth. Next up, Hero. So this is actually by the Scribblenauts people.
Okay, yeah, this is
cool.
And this was it's like a top-down dual stick shooter where when you die, you can collect your abilities as the next person in continuum, something along those lines. Yeah, it doesn't really look much like you would expect from the makers of Scribblenauts.
Mm.
All those other similarly type games they made back in that time. Does it fun? We also have Malacca.
Malacca.
Another cel shaded one.
Okay.
3D action title. It's it's got Switch exclusive features. It's not exclusive, and it comes out early next year.
Oh, okay.
We also have Yono and the Celestial Elephant.
Again, what a title.
What a title. And this is essentially a Zelda game where you play as an elephant.
What? Sold.
We've had a Zelda game where you play as a wolf.
A little bit more cooler than an elephant, but okay.
Yeah. All right. We go. Branch our way through the other animals. Next up, we've got Dragon Marked for Death.
This does look cool. I like the concept of this. The multiplayer aspect of it, anyway, from what I've seen.
So this is a side-scrolling action RPG with 4-player co-op, local and online.
Yeah, kind of basically like almost like a Streets of Rage with an RPG system. That's what it sounded like to me, anyway.
Okay, also have Battle Chief Brigade, and this is an Adult Swim's title, and this is where you. I'm not sure if you actually. Do you do the hunting itself?
Which one are we on? Battle Chief Brigade.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you do, and you essentially make your own meals as long as I'm thinking of the right game here. And that's a big part of the game is creating these dishes yourself, what you cook. We have next up probably one of the best named titles of any game, Morphe's Law.
Yeah.
So this is a first-person shooter.
Yeah. Okay. There's your issue. Like, Morphe's Law sounds like a courtroom drama.
It does.
It's now a 4-on-4 first-person shooter. Like,
but not just any first-person shooter, because where you shoot your opponent, they lose mass in that area, and you gain mass in the same area of your own body. And in addition to that, as you gain mass, so does the giant figure that represents your team. And then at the end of the game, the one with the biggest statue wins. And depending on the size of your character, you'll be able to get into smaller areas. Or you won't be able to.
It's kind of, I was going to say Splatoon-y in the way it's a cooperative shooter where you're working towards a goal rather than just killing the other team.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to be. I hope, like Splatoon, like you do find like really interesting, like little micro strategies you can play throughout a level, and it's not just doing the same tactic better than everyone else. It's a bizarre one though. Just everything about it really. Kind of eager to try this one just to see what it's like. And got a few more. Next up, the Sausage Sports Club. Colin's favourite. Up to 8 players compete in a sports reality show featuring very cute sausage animals. No takers?
The name alone, I was like, what?
There's no one want to join me on my Sausage Sports Club.
I'm good.
You're good. Okay. Can I then interest you in Light Fingers? The next game on our list, a 1 to 4 players navigate a procedurally generated board game. Any board game fans here?
I mean, I like
board game games.
I don't like procedurally generated ones. I like a set board.
I don't think I've played a procedurally generated board game before.
I like a board that's just like defined rather than it being like created as you go along.
Have you played a procedurally generated board game before?
No, never. But it sounds horrible.
Fair enough. It depends on the game, really, doesn't it?
No,
the last game we've got on our Indies list here is 9 Parchments. And this is from Frozen Byte. So that's the studio who made Trine.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And I feel it's kind of in a somewhat similar style to Trine graphically.
Well, it's in Trine universe, so yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense as well. But it is in fact a multiplayer shooter. So this is another, is it dual stick shooter?
It seems to be. From what I can tell, yeah.
But yeah, it's got a cool mix of just regular shooting and support. And yeah, it looks pretty full-fledged.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I did like Trine. That was good work.
Never tried Trine. It looked appealing, but I never tried it.
I say Trine 2. I didn't play the original.
All right. It's both are on the Wii U eShop, right?
The second definitely is. I think they went back and added the first.
Yeah, I think they did that first. Yeah, I think I've seen it around. Yeah.
And that's going to do it for the Nintendo news.
There is one little item that we did forget to bring up.
Ooh, okay.
It's about when I mentioned about how Mario was like, oh, buying guns, I forgot to mention on there. Like,
there we go.
Apparently Nintendo does not. Yeah, Nintendo does not believe he is no longer a plumber anymore.
Oh yes.
No, he retired from the plumbing days.
Well, that's weird if he's retired, considering like Miyamoto was quoted that he's like 25 or 24 years old.
But not only that though. The weird thing is, why if he's not a plumber, why is he still wearing the overalls? He's still wearing the uniform. You know.
Well, I know. He's still. It's like I don't know. Maybe he's just comfortable in it. But no, this,
it's like I've done it for years.
No, but this comes from the It comes from the official Japanese language profile for Mario, and let's translate. All around sporty, whether it's tennis or baseball, soccer or car racing, he does everything cool. As a matter of fact, he also seems to have worked as a plumber a long time ago. Hence why,
So bizarre. So bizarre.
Yeah. I feel you were just stalling for time, but we cannot prolong it anymore. We are now going to start the proceedings for the Nintendo WAAAA Championships 2017. 2 exclamation marks.
You gotta do the voice.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, you're in it. Don't waste your WAS.
I've got lots for days, mate. Don't worry.
Let's find out, shall we? Because what the Nintendo WAAAA Championships 2017 2 exclamation marks is. One, to give it the proper context, was a Super Topic suggestion from a Patreon from Lewis Lloyd Judson, and it's an interesting one.
Unique is the word.
Interesting is the right word, and it's why if you're watching, I have a WAAAA hat and a fake emergency moustache.
Yeah, can I just point out? Okay, I've been watching Lewis all this time throughout the episode. On a 1 to 10 scale, he's about a 2 at me taking him seriously at anything he says. Because it's so hard to focus on the mustache.
I'm just glad there wasn't any sad news we had to break this week.
Oh, jeez. Well,
I would have been ill-equipped to handle that.
Jeez.
Imagine, God forbid, imagine Miyamoto had died and we had to give that information out as
I'll be honest to you,
Waluigi.
I would have cancelled the WAAAA Championship. It is not this immovable object where
what if that would have happened? Let's just imagine the transition of tone going in there. We're just honoring the man, honoring say somebody from Nintendo that had just died, and we're just giving out all our memories and what we hope for the future, and then it's just somber, and then it's well, moving on, we're gonna do the WAAAA Championship. Wow, God.
Okay, so the way this is going to work, we have several different rounds we're going to go through. The first of which is the trivia rounds. And how the trivia round's going to work is we're going to go around the 3 of us, and we're each going to give out 3 questions to the other 2. So we'll do it in order. So I'll do the first 3. Harrison will do 4, 5, 6, and Colin will do 7, 8, 9. And then the other 2 people have to answer the question as best they can, only using WAS.
So are you asking the question in a what? No, don't say in a
No,
WAAAA.
you don't have to ask it. You can say it in your normal voice, the person asking the question, but the two people who need to answer
Can't
it
we
can
use
only
the
answer in
WAAAA
WAS.
as like a buzzer?
Okay, so let's get this
no buzzer.
let's get this to the listeners. Am I answering in essentially of a, like, say for instance, like, oh, what is like Mario's last name, and I say wah Mario, or do I just say wah wah? Am I saying in
You can only say wah.
I can like wah.
How can we give answers if we're only saying wah?
We'll figure that out later. You can only say wah or variations
The
of wah.
answer is Nintendo 64, and you're like, how do you even You can't do that. It doesn't make any sense.
As close as you can. That's the rules. The next round is going to be, let's go past all the trivia questions here, is the music round. And in a similar way, we can only say WAS. But by doing so, we have to convey a Nintendo theme. And so we all get a chance to do our own Nintendo theme with WAS, and it's just going on the merits of which is the best theme, and I'll discuss how we're working out the results afterwards. And the third round is the impersonation round, and this round points are awarded for a successful Waluigi impression. And I'll add an extra caveat to this next bit: bonus points for then tweeting their impressions to @CharlesMartinet. And I'm gonna add a 24-hour window from the start of now to obviously 24 hours time for anyone who wants to tweet a personalization to Charles Martinet for extra points. And then our fourth and our final round, of course, is the endurance round. And in this round, now I'm not a medical professional, so choose to do this one with your own actions, is to take a deep breath and do the longest wah. We'll take it in turns. Okay. And they are the rounds. There's 4 in total. And so how we're going to decide who wins the championships, it's going to be up to you, listeners. What we'll do, we'll put up a poll on the Patreon page and vote for who you think won. And we'll put up the details later, but patreon.com/Nintendo Voice, you'll find out how to vote on who you thought was the best Waluigi of Waluigi, and Waluigi. So let's begin round number 1. And so I'm going to ask the first 3 questions. And so I get to see how you guys handle this.
Just a refresher, how do we buzz? Do me and Colin buzz in?
Well, that's why I said we use the wah as a buzzer, so we know who's going to answer.
Okay. Get my mustache. Let me get my mustache.
We cannot physically answer these questions in wahs. That cannot happen.
Okay. We'll put the. I'm going to just let both people answer, taking turn. So Harrison and Colin for these round. This first 3. So the first question. What game did the character Marth debut in? And it's multiple choice, this one. Okay. So you've got Fire Emblem, Monsho no Naza, B, Super Smash Bros. Melee, C, Fire Emblem, these are all the Japanese titles, Fire Emblem Anuku Ryu to Haku no Tsuguri, and D, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon.
I have a question. Okay, Garen Harrison. He got there first.
Harrison goes first. What's your answer?
Wah, D. Wah, D. There we go.
And Colin.
Okay, so my question is this like his first game like in Japan? Is it his first appearance in the Western?
It's just his first debut. So
okay,
he debuted in Japan first. So if one of those games are there, fake games don't count.
Okay. Wah. I'm gonna say A.
You can't say A. Say it a wah.
What?
That would do. Number 2.
Okay.
Who is the main character of the video game The Mystery of Mirasim Castle. Also,
Wow. Wow.
all right.
I can already say
Harrison.
it. What? C. It's Murasame. There we go.
Less talking, more WAAAs from now on. Colin.
I think.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Only WAAAs. That's what we got.
Only was. Where?
Okay, number 3. Creatures Inc. is one of the co-creators of Pokemon. What other popular Nintendo franchise does the company also make? A. Mother. B. F-Zero. C.
Where?
Golden Sun.
Where?
All right. Colin, what's your answer?
A.
No, what's your answer?
It's A.
You're not getting into the spirit of this.
I'm answering the question. Where?
Okay.
A.
Harrison, what is your answer?
It was what?
That'll do. Okay. Now, that is your first 3 questions. And so, Harrison, you are now in charge of the next 3 questions. So you can ask me and Colin for your answers.
Wait.
Are we there, Harrison?
Wait. What do we want?
You need to read us out questions 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, 5 and 6. Oh, for 5 and 6. Okay, I can do that now. I am confused with this whole thing. Seriously, just God, illustrations. You just had to just torpedo our show.
It's okay. We can get through this.
Okay.
Okay.
So, am I reading right now the next one? Or
Yeah, number 4,
Yes.
please.
Number 4. What is the Nintendo Entertainment System known as in Japan?
Where?
Colin.
The Famicom.
That would do.
That will do. Okay. That's perfect. Colin's on.
Do I get to answer?
What's yours?
Answer the question.
All right, it's my answer.
That's yours? Okay. Gosh. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is going to rank up as one of the worst episodes we've done. Okay, what's the next one? Am I reading the next one?
Yeah, 2 more to go.
Yeah, okay. Number 5. Which Zelda game did the Master Sword first appear in? Okay, you. Go.
The hell was that? There's a duck in Lewis's place.
A duck in... Moving on. All right, moving on. What is the Japanese title of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past? Yeah.
I don't know why I thought about that one.
Jeez, I hate this entire...
Are those valid answers? 'Cause
Well, we're not voting.
oh,
We're not voting.
okay.
Okay, which one are we on now?
6.
Yeah. We just
No, wait, 7.
so we got
Oh, it's me next.
it's
I've got
you now gone to the final 3.
All right, here we go, folks. This is okay. So, multiple choice. Luigi is older than Mario. Is it A, true? B, false? Harrison.
True?
You are correct. Wait, no, isn't Luigi the younger brother?
You don't need to give out the answers.
I don't know. I can't remember. Okay, so next up, number 8. What is the other name for the Mother series main theme, 8 Melodies? Yes.
I'm not even answering. I don't even know.
What? Why did you give us answers to pick from if we're not even going to use them? We could just have the questions and just nothing.
Well, you can read out the answers if no one buzzes in beforehand.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll move on. Number 9. Which of these 2 Metroid games does Ridley not appear in? Is it A? Oh, Harrison's straight in there before the answers are even given out.
I'm gonna say I'm looking at the choices here. The 4. I'm gonna answer with WAAA and WAAAD. And those are Metroid Prime 2 Echoes and Metroid 2. Sorry, I am. This is killing my voice.
Okay. I think that's a very successful first round.
I'm glad you think so.
And next up, the round everyone's looking forward to, the music round. Potentially the most expressive of all the rounds here.
Oh.
And so we got to convey a Nintendo theme using just the WAAAA, which now we've got a bit of practice buzzing in and answering some questions. So hopefully we all got a Nintendo theme in mind.
Yes.
Does anyone want to go first?
I'm going to do mine just to get everyone out of the way.
Okay.
So, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah.
Okay.
Classic. Okay.
Wait, which one was that again? Sorry, my. Gee.
We're going to do it again?
No, I'm gonna do mine.
Go for it. Go for
okay. Wah 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 wah. That's it.
Yeah, well, I'll keep mine on sit.
Oh, no.
Focus on the task.
Come on, just.
This is terrible.
It just sounds like a killing a duck.
Not just killing, but brutally murdering and just its entire family as well.
I feel it's just revealing the secret truth of how these noises are produced.
I don't think they killed ducks to get the Waluigi points.
No?
No.
Maybe rubber ducks. So, move on now to the third round. The WAAAA Championships already halfway through. Points awarded successfully for Waluigi impersonations. So this is a simple one, really. So we've been putting on the voice of Waluigi, but what does Waluigi actually say? Does anyone want to jump in with their Waluigi impersonation?
I'll do mine first because this is the easiest one of all. It's very simply wah.
Yeah, same here. Mine's gonna be just like wah ha ha. That's mine.
I did have something in mind. I can't remember what does Waluigi say?
I'll give you a hint. Much. It's not duck involved.
It could be duck involved. It could now. It's canon.
Oh, jeez. It's canon.
Oh, I did last think. Oh, well. It's a time to I don't think he ever says that. But it's time to wear. I do.
I'm sure it is.
The clock is ticking. We now have 24 hours to send in our best impersonations of Charles Martinet if we so choose.
That is not happening.
For bonus points. Final round is the endurance round. A very simple round, but potentially the longest one. Simply have to hold a deep breath and then produce the longest wah. So I'm not sure if these are best counted during or after the clock.
Should we do all three at the same time and just see who lasts?
No, I think we should take turns.
Okay.
The thing is, we don't really need to count because we're not giving out the results.
That's right.
That's been voted on, so you can just decide who was the longest amongst all the other categories. I guess it all just goes together for a combined total.
Okay. All right.
Anyone want to volunteer to go first?
Yeah. No, I'll go first.
All right, go on. Wants to get with out of the way? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Wow, that was
Okay, who's next?
sorry. No,
Sorry, I just plane taking off there for a second.
no, it's like a plane taking off and then just you're not going anywhere.
All right, leave just me.
Who
End
got
final rounds.
Remember, it's length, not volume.
This is true. Oh, I didn't get a plan.
That's
That's it.
Waluigi. That's Waluigi drowning.
It might be. That would explain an exaggerated wow. But that's it. That's the 4 rounds of the Waluigi Championships 2017. 2 exclamation marks. It was quite the thing.
It was something.
I
Yeah,
am sorry, listener. I am sorry, listeners. You had to endure with that.
However, listeners, if somehow you liked it, or if you can think of something else you would like us to be doing, let us know. As it's come to that time of the show, if you would like to support us, if you can think of crazy suggestions you would like us to do on the show, not necessary, not so crazy, let us know. If you can support us, patreon.com/Nintendo Voice. Let us know your crazy ideas and not so crazy ideas, and we can make them happen on the show. And as we do at the end of each of our shows, we'll go around now and give out our contact details or anything else we've been doing that we'd like to talk about at the end of the show. And Harrison, how can people get hold of you?
You can reach me on Twitter at hmilfeld, and for those who want to, add me on Switch, my Switch profile number is pinned to the top of my Twitter profile. You'll see it there. So if you want to get in touch with me, there's where you go.
Okay, and yourself, Colin?
Yeah, for me, you can find me on Twitter at Hardy and Barge. You can also find me each day, 6 p.m. BST, I guess. We're still in the summertime, I guess. On YouTube Gaming at Hardy and Barge.
Okay.
So.
And for myself, if you want to find me for some reason, Twitter is the best place for that. LEUVSION. If you want to add me on Switch, let me know through Twitter and we can exchange friend codes.
If you want to know how many ducks Lewis has killed during this episode, you can find out on Twitter.
Yeah. Just ask. I'll let you know the actual figure.
Just ask.
Yeah, just ask. And that's going to do it. Episode 105 WAAAA Championships is now officially over. And so thanks all for listening and for watching. And this has been Nintendo Voice.
Well,